Hello. Have to excuse me, I'm just rolling a quick fag. Just thought I'd have a quick chat really. It's hard to believe, but this time last year I was still in Ishi, still travelling. Strange, isn't it really? Life and time goes by so quickly at times. So yeah, strange. I will do a video. I think probably the next video that I'll make on this channel will be just a recap really of the year, of the complete year, because as I say, I was in Ishi this time last year. So a lot has changed, hasn't it really? Hell of a lot. So I'll make a video, say what I've been up to and stuff like that. Now we're just getting sorted, getting ready to go down the post office, post a couple of pieces of art. All talking about my art, for those that are interested. Obviously I've got a separate channel for my art, so I don't talk too much about my art on this particular channel. But if you want to have a look at the channel, links are in the description box down below. Ishi Art, so talking about that. This week, this Thursday, I believe it's the 6th, I've got a piece coming called Golden Pond. And then the following week, the 13th, I'm going to make that the last sales of the year. So I'll be back in January. So on the 13th, I have 3 pieces coming up. I'm really happy with all of them. I spent quite some time on these 3 pieces. I think you'll be able to tell for those of you who go over and have a look. But that's on the 13th anyway, 13th of December. And that'll be the last ones of the year. But thank you very much to anybody and everybody whoever's bought a piece throughout the whole year. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. So in this little video, I'm not going to rant, but it's just ridiculous. I don't know another word. What is going on? What's happened this year? All this offence that people are taking this year. What's happening with all this transgender stuff this year? It seems to be this year. It wasn't last year. There was no problem last year. This year there's a lot of old shit in the fan. We can't say this, we can't do that, we mustn't do this. Oh, it goes on and on and on. It's absolutely ridiculous, I think. We're going to become a race of non-verbal people. We'll become a race of perhaps clicks on the internet. In fear of offending somebody. Whatever you do, whatever you say, wherever you go, you're going to offend somebody somewhere down the track, you know. Very sorry, but you are. That's how it appears. Is it Jordan Peterson? You know who I'm on about. In his college in, wherever it was, somewhere in America, I believe, or Canada, they got rid of the terms him and her and she and he and boy and girl and man and woman. And people are not supposed to identify. That's the new thing. I don't identify as that. Or I identify as this, so I can do blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I think it's Jordan Peterson. You'd have to Google him or whatever. He's so against it, you know, and rightly so. You know, it is not wrong to say he is over there. She's got long hair. You know, he's very tall. She's beautiful. He's a bit of a twat. You know, things are not offensive. You know, that's absolutely ridiculous to get rid of that. What are you going to call people instead? I don't understand that. You know, talking about that, identifying as. There's a guy, this is going to court, there's a guy, he's on a dating app thing, or forum, or whatever, he's on something, and he's 61, not getting many women bothering with him. But he goes swimming, he goes walking, and he feels quite fit and active. And looking at himself, he identifies as somebody who's 41. So he's trying to change his name on there. He's trying to, sorry, no he's not, he's trying to change his age, drop his age down by 20 years. He's 61, he wants to be 41, and they won't accept it. So he's taken it to court because he identifies as 41. So that'd be an interesting one to watch, because what if a man rapes a child of 10, goes to court and says, hang on, I identify as 9. What then? You know, that's pathetic, isn't it? But that's how ridiculous the situation's going. I've scribbled down a couple of little bits. It starts to make my blood boil, so it's only a couple of little bits, so bear with me. Right, and this is fact. Now in Ipswich, the council have changed the signs. They dug up the middle of the road and the signs said cat's eyes removed. And somebody took offence, so they've changed it to road studs removed. Because somebody said it's cruel to cats. Somebody took offence. Oh dear. Transgender campaigners want the word born, right, to be removed. No, how can born? A person is born. Anyway, they said they're not, they're assigned. You get assigned a life and assigned a gender and assigned an identity. So they want the word born got rid of. Yeah, I'm not making it up, I know. Oh dear. What else is there? There's a couple of other things. Oh, listen to this, right? Bring home the bacon. We know that phrase, don't we? Or take the bull by the horns. Whatever animal type sayings. There's a vegan society and they say they're offended by those terms. I haven't written them down, but they've put what they should be. And I know that one was bring home the bacon. It was bring home the flowers. Or take the bull by the horns. It was take the flower by the stem. Yeah, that's really catchy. Drips off my old tongue. No, PETA, P-E-T-A, PETA, which is the People for the Ethnic Treatment of Animals. They want more than one way to skin a cat banned. Yeah, they really do. More than one way. There's more than one way to skin a cat. They want that banned. There's loads more, and I'm not going to go through them, but I wrote down 3 or 4 because I just thought this is absolutely ridiculous. And this video isn't having a go at anybody who's transgender. You know, I mean, all of this I think is making a mockery of anybody that is transgender. If somebody feels they're born in the wrong body, or somebody is going through a sex change operation, or somebody's taking hormones and living as the opposite sex to what they were born, if somebody's doing that, imagine the turmoil, imagine their life, what they're going through, and then they've got all this snidey, oh, I'm offended, I don't identify as that, you know. I'm going to take offence because I don't identify as that, you know. You can't call your daughter a girl anymore. Oh no, that's sexist, you know, because girl means somebody who's downtrodden, whereas boy is somebody who's big and brave. So you mustn't use boy or girl, you mustn't use those terms. Female child, male child. Perhaps male is wrong, or who knows? It will be, I'll find it, it will be. So all that said and done, you're not allowed to use things. I mean, Dick Van Dyke now is to be known as the penis lorry lesbian. Dick Van Dyke, penis lorry lesbian. Not really. But we are not allowed to use policemen and policewomen. Policeman, policewoman. You mustn't use that. You must use the collective term, which we all know as pigs. So I think we're quite happy with that. We're just going back in time there. But don't you think it's ridiculous how things are turning out? I don't identify as male. Well, you are male. I'll tell you another thing as well, and this is true. I can't remember where this was, maybe Swansea, I can't remember where it was. It was a woman's refuge somewhere, and they are debating now whether to let men into the woman's room. Now, bear in mind, these women, they've been attacked, raped, abused, hurt in some way. They're scared stiff of men, maybe. They needed a bolt hole, a safe place, and they finally got one. They could be waking up next door to a man. Because some men say, well, hang on, I didn't identify as a man. I'm a woman in my mind. So should they be allowed in? And they're actually, they've got a meeting coming up about that. Well, I think that's disgusting. They should never, ever even dream of that. And another one as well, you must have heard this. This is in the press. And again, it's a local authority, but they are having a meeting or a series of meetings because they think women should also be entitled to play Father Christmas. In the kids, I think they got a village hall and all the kids go there sometime before Christmas and get a little tat, you know, by some bloke dressed up as Father Christmas. So they're saying, no, that's wrong, that's sexist, women should be allowed. Well, are men allowed to play Cinderella or Snow White? Of course they're not, you know. We have to accept things, don't we? Some things are men, some things are male, some things are female, some things, you know, just are as they are. And not get offended about it. I'm getting fucking ratty just thinking about it. It's crazy. I used to live in Oxfordshire, so on Facebook, there's loads of groups, as you know, on Facebook, but one of them is Thames Valley Police, and I belong to that, just to be nosy, you know, find out where all the speed cameras are, whatever. So I belong to that, and they put on there a little while ago now, about 2 months ago, maybe something like that, they put, if you feel offended about something or other, and they put a couple of little scenarios, this is a crime, right? So what does offended mean? It means that you've had your feelings hurt. You don't particularly like what somebody has said. All right, you feel a bit, he's picking on me. That's how you feel. That's what offended means. But now offended is a crime. So you can phone up the police. Don't phone them up and say my house has been burgled, because what they're doing is just giving you a crime number. They will not come out now to burglaries. They've said that. There's not enough police, not enough resources, blah, blah, blah. They're too busy going to somebody who feels a little bit hurt because somebody called them fat or tall or a man. How ridiculous is this world? Pathetic. What's going on? I suppose only a matter of time when they get rid of zebra crossing. You know, you can't have zebra because, oh, it's black and white. You can't have black and white, can you? No. So they'll probably get rid of zebra crossings, I'd imagine, and have a pink. Have a pelican, not a pelican. What's that bloody pink thing? Anyway. It's just ridiculous and it's wrong, I think, really, you know. And what is it teaching kids? The other thing, look at Celine Dion. Did you see that in the news? Celine Dion has now got a gender-neutral clothing line. So there's no difference between boys and girls. What are boys going to grow up to fancy? What are girls going to grow up to be attracted to if they all look the same? You know, there is a difference between boys and girls, men and women. There is a difference, and there should be. All this gender neutral, and have you heard about some schools having one lot of toilets for anybody? That's asking for trouble. It is really asking for trouble. Absolutely pathetic, you know. But people must be allowing it, mustn't they? You know, people must have had meetings about that sort of thing. Gender neutral. Don't refer to anybody as a boy or a girl. Oh no, that's terrible. That's a crime. I feel offended. I don't identify. I'm going to phone the police. Oh, and they come rushing round with a little box of tissues. Dry your eyes, Bri. It's all right. You might not identify as Santa, but you do look a bit like him. You know. It's just so wrong. It's pathetic, isn't it, really, you know? Anyway, that's my little rant, really. Normally my videos are sort of a little bit more upbeat, but things like this get to me sometimes. This is my world as well. I've got to live on this planet for however long. And do I have to watch every last word I say rather, in case it offends somebody? If I say, how's your daughter? Is she okay? Oh, don't say she. You mustn't call her she. You mustn't call her daughter. You mustn't ask how she is unless you're medically trained. You mustn't speak to me. All the other thing is looking at somebody in the office, isn't it? Some women actually have complained about that men have looked at them. And there was a woman on telly, I saw it on YouTube, it was from some television programme, and she said she wants to do away with chivalry because it's sexist. Men opening doors for women, or men offering to pay for a meal for women. That's not sexist. That's human. That's being nice, kind, decent, polite, loving, caring, friendly, warm. We've got to get rid of all that. Yeah, so my videos are normally something a little bit different, but I just thought I'd throw that out there. I mean, just to ask the question, am I right? What do you think? It's pathetic, isn't it? We've got to stand up against it and still refer to people as being tall or black or gay or straight or whatever. If that's what people are, and you're not saying it in a derogatory way, if somebody's tall, you know, you're not saying you lanky, streaky streak of piss or whatever. But if you say that man's really tall, well, number one, he is a man, so that's fine. Number two, he's tall, so that's fine. And you're not saying it in a bad way. You know, it's a ridiculous situation, I think. Anyway, so yeah, so the next video will be about my year. Let's change tact. And I'll just spin through my year, I think, really. But if you're interested in a piece of art, please have a look on Ishi Art on the 13th, especially on the 13th, any time really, but on the 13th is the three pieces that I've chose to be the final pieces of 2018. So you might like them, or you might not. Right, it's starting to get dark, so I've got to go down the post office to see the post office lady. Lady. I wonder if I get a bollocking if I go in and say, hello madam, or hello miss, or if I look at her, or if I smile. She'd probably phone the police, I would imagine, and say a man has smiled in my direction. Maybe. It really is. Do you know what? I feel sorry for the kids growing up, because what are they growing up into? You know, I grew up in a world, we had boys and girls toilets, that was quite normal. You know, and when we got changed for swimming or PE, we got changed separate from the girls, and that was quite normal, and that went all the way through my schooling. So even when I was like 14 or 15, I left school when I was 15, but you know, we didn't get changed with the girls, we didn't shower with the girls, obviously, we didn't use the same toilets as the girls, and we referred to them as girls and they referred to us as boys. And we were boys and they were girls back then. Now, you know, gender neutral. What is gender neutral? How can you be gender neutral? You know, we are a gender, we all are. Even if you're transgender, it's still a gender, isn't it? You're born in one way and you need to be the other way, you know, for loads of psychological reasonings and stuff like that, really, that we can't get into, I suppose. But, you know, let's just drop all this bollocks, please. Okay, I'm off. Enough said. Because somebody will call the police. Oh, here they are. Can you hear them in the background? Oh no, siren going off somewhere miles away. unusual actually living here to hear a siren. I'll tell you one thing, there has been a crime committed just before I go. Somebody has stolen my security light that was above my door. Seriously, somebody has stolen my security light. Being a detective, I know who it was as well. Just a process of elimination. How sad is that somebody decided to steal that? It cost £9. Somebody stole a £9 security light. So I've ordered 2 more, and I'm going to put one roughly where it was, but one a little bit higher. They won't go again because I know it was. You know, it's pathetic, isn't it, really? But that's a crime. And it was a man that did it. Not somebody gender neutral, not somebody... Do you know what is gender neutral? A mannequin in a bloody shop, innit? You look at their fanny, look at their cock, there's nothing there, it's all smooth. That's gender neutral. Anyway, celebrate being a man or being a woman. Celebrate your difference. Celebrate being gay, straight, black, white, Chinese, whatever. Celebrate loving music, hating music, being politically incorrect. Celebrate that for a change, eh? Celebrate being a traveller. Celebrate being you. You. We don't need to knuckle down to all this bollocks, do we, that we're told. Gender neutral. Don't identify. What a load of crap. Take care then. I'll be back when I'm back. Be well. Ta-ra.